On Saturday, when the U.S. president spoke with Mr. Putin over an hour long, he warned that America and its allies would respond decisively if there is an invasion. Aren't these reactionary measures? I want to take you back a couple of weeks when the Ukrainian president touched upon saying that we need preventative measures. We don't need reactionary measures.
I don't think that the president, the United States president, has any choice but to appear, if you like, reactive. As soon as you start considering further measures, preventative measures, for example, whatever those might be, you run the risk of a third way of describing those measures, which is provocative. And I think the US is very keen, very anxious indeed, to avoid anything that might be construed or be able to be construed by the Russian president as provocative, as having, if you like, initiated a conflict. So I think that we have to be careful about how we label these things in the context of that kind of concern.
Okay. Do you feel that it is worrying that Russia's military buildup is continuing despite these high-level diplomatic talks increasing?
Yes and no. On one hand, any escalation of troop capacity is worrying. On the other hand, we know that what the Russians are trying to do here is to demonstrate that they have the capability. It's another question as to whether they will use it. And frankly, I don't think that President Putin himself is clear as to whether he will use it or not. His objective is to keep this whole situation on the brink for as long as possible, to have as great a destabilizing effect both on Ukraine, within NATO, and among the allies generally.
Paul, very quickly, I mean, do you think the West will do or can do anything to address Russia's security concerns, which has pretty much been their stance since the very beginning of this?
No doubt there are issues on the margin of this particular issue where there could be continuing discussion about the nature of NATO's presence close to the Russian borders, the conducting of exercises, for example. I don't claim to be an expert in those potential options, but yes, I think that this will have been the context in which there have been, many discussions among defense officials on both sides.